So this is really Yin Yoga for the upper body mainly. There's just a little bit into the hips and the legs in our peak pose. But as this is June, and this is a June Yin practice, this is actually, I'm going to invite some challenging times of stillness, because we can all get into these postures, but sometimes the challenge is actually just to sit and to just be still. So, finding a comfortable seat for yourself, whether that's sitting on a chair, a bolster, kneeling, on the floor, legs out in front of you. You can sit with the legs open in wide-legged seated posture. And let's take our Dhyana mudra. And our Dhyana mudra is placing the right hand on top of the left. You connect the tips of the thumbs together, so you're creating a little triangle there. And then those hands and that mudra just rest down into the lap. So softening through the elbows, soften through the chest and the shoulders. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears, and the neck is nice and long. And try to keep the spine nice and long as well here, as you relax through the facial expression, soften through the eyes and the jaw, and really just take a few moments to become settled into your space. Whatever has brought you here today, whatever things that you've done throughout the day, people that you've met, things that have been said, conversations, work, hobbies, let all of that go, because this now is the important part of your day as you just reconnect to yourself. So sometimes we need to take those quieter moments where we can just be, not having to do anything else, not having to be anywhere else, and not having to think of anything else. As you begin to slow down your body and mind, they become one, a union. So really inviting your breath now to use as your anchor into the present moment even further, allowing the inhale breath to feed the body, feed every cell, to the toes, to the fingertips, to the crown of the head, to the ears. And your exhale breath lets go tightness, tension, worry, stress, nervousness, anything that you're holding on to. So keep feeling that breath, inhaling, feeding every part of the body. Exhaling, relaxing, letting go. We'll come into a meditation here using a mantra. And a mantra is an incantation of words of power, repeated internally as a point of focus. And using a mantra is a great way to reduce the amount of internal noise that takes us out of a meditative state. So using that mantra really brings you into the present even more. So we simply merge each part of the breath with a part of the mantra. And the mantra that we'll use today is So Hum, and which can be translated as that I am, or I am that. So Hum. And the Vedic teachings explain that So in the mantra represents oneness with the universe and the great force behind all of creation. And it also speaks to the interconnected nurture of all beings. So relax your breath now to a sustainable, soft rhythm and relax your facial muscles. We don't have to verbalize or say the mantra out loud, internalize. So as you inhale through your nose, internally repeat, So. As you exhale out your nose, internally repeat, Hum. So on the inhale, Hum on the exhale. And if you notice your mind beginning to wander, don't judge or label that experience, but just simply come back to the mantra and to the breath. Mantra and breath working together in union. Inhaling So, exhaling Hum. Inhaling all the way to the top of the breath, using the mantra So. Exhaling all the way to the base of the breath, using the mantra Hum. So Hum. I am that. Sitting with the peace and the calm that the breath and the mantra now gives you through the mind, through the body, coming together as that union. Tuning into your own connection with this mantra and the way it connects you to your true essence. Feel yourself being brought into this meditative state of calm where the mind is only focused on the present. No other thoughts are popping in, only the so and the hum. And just let go of the mantra. Breathing normally, starting to bring yourself back into your present surroundings, coming back into your room, onto the mat, and back into the body by releasing the mudra to the knees, opening the palms up towards the sky and just feeling the warmth where you have just left your right hand being cradled by your left. Start to wiggle the fingers, bring some movement back in. Make sure you get into all of the finger joints and into the wrist joints as you move, flexing and rotating. Take that into the shoulders, lifting shoulders up towards the ears, exhaling down. Give the hands a little shake out, move the head and the neck, move the spine. Take time to come to tabletop. So having your blocks handy by the sides of you today, most likely needing a block and a strap, maybe a bolster if you should need that for some of the postures. But let's come into our tabletop first of all for cat and cow. So bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, and just start to feel the spine here nice and long. So the sit bones reach back, the crown of the head reaches forward, and the navel gently pulls up towards the lower back. It's not dropping or arching down towards the mat. And then come into cat and cow, again finding this breath. So the inhale, your so, looking forward for your cow. Your exhale, your hum, rounding through the spine for cat. So you can also internalize this movement with mantra and breath. Slowing everything down through the vertebrae of the spinal column. Pushing away through the shins and the palms into cat. Releasing belly, arching spine into cow. And then let's take a child's pose here. You can use a block for the head or a bolster to lean on, releasing the hips back towards the heels. Soften out the spine, and you can use the hands underneath the head if you like, or reach them forward, melting the chest towards the mat. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, sigh out through open mouth into the earth. Deep breath in through the nose. Sigh out through open mouth into the earth. Exhale. Do that once more, breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Notice how the body feels when you take that big sigh of relief. And then breathing normally through the nostrils. We'll stay here and hold for just 1 minute. You can release the mantra and just breathe normally, slow, deep inhales and exhales, really again feeding the body on the inhale, softening, letting go, relaxing on the exhale. Slowly inhale and bring yourself back up into that tabletop position. Threading the needle, we're going to take the left arm up towards the sky. Reach the fingers up, open through the left side of the body. Hold there for a moment, push through the right palm, and then the left hand comes through and underneath the right, reaching away. And you can bring the ear down to a block or to the mat. Now that right arm might just stay in front of the face, or you can reach it forward to the front of the mat. That's it. So resting on the left ear, left temple, looking towards your palm, reaching away from you. So this is our first posture. Just breathe into it. Try to think about the fingertips and the toes, not just the body and the torso. Pressing a little bit into the shins and the tops of the feet, and the navel pulls back in towards the spine. Taking a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Prepare to bring the right arm back. Pressing into that right palm. Lifting up the left and opening up through that left side once more. Press the back of the hand to the right side of the mat. Reach fingers. Big, big stretch. And the left arm comes down. Right arm opens up this time. Reach, reach, reach. Big, big stretch. Big, expansive rib cage. And then thread it through and under, coming down onto the right temple, right ear, either on a block or to the mat. The left hand can stay exactly where it is, or you can reach it forward to the front of the mat, straightening out your left arm. Remember, fingertips, toes in this posture, not just the torso and the legs. Pressing lightly into the shins and the tops of the feet, keeping navel lifted to spine. Noticing how you feel as you come into the other side, observing any differences or imbalances. Don't have to judge them, just experience the sensations. Never losing focus of the work that you are doing. Mindful of your own limitations and body. Holding the pose with composure, using the breath, finding stillness in the mind. And of course, with Yin, we work towards our edge. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out, preparing to move, bringing back that left palm to press into the mat to lift yourself up, lifting right arm up towards the sky, open up through that right side of the body once more, reach fingers nice and high, and then release the hand down and just take a moment to come back onto the knees, to come off of shoulders and wrists. Bring the palms face up to the thighs, soften through the face, chest, shoulders, kneeling nice and tall through the spine. Just feel everything that posture offered you across chest, upper back, into the shoulders. And if you like, just give the shoulders a little circle out and a little shake, lifting and dropping. Good. We're going to come down onto our belly. So bringing yourself all the way down onto your mat. Take the head to the back of the hands, widen the elbows, and bring the big toes to touch, letting the heels just fall out to the sides. Soften everything here. Remember, let go. Deep, big sigh out. Deep, big exhale breath. Let's prepare for our second posture, which is Sphinx pose. So you can, of course, widen the feet, or you can keep them together so the toes and the balls of the feet come together. That's a little bit more challenging for the back. You can widen the feet, bring the forearms out in front of you. Elbows are nicely squared off to the shoulders, dropping pelvis, dropping hips. Good. So make sure the elbows aren't too wide of the mat. Bring them in a little narrower to the body. And you're keeping the chest nice and lifted here. Face is relaxed. There's no tension held anywhere in the face, the jaw, or the neck. And you're pushing away from the mat. So the shoulder blades aren't sinking together. They are spreading out across the back. Good. Navel pulls gently towards spine. Again, with yin, we want to feel something. And wherever that lies on a scale of 1 to 10 for you, hopefully between 4 to 6. If we were looking at a Sphinx pose in Hatha Yoga or Vinyasa, we'd probably look around about a 6 or a 7 sensation of feeling. Dropping hips, letting the pelvis become heavier and heavier. Pubic bone presses deep in towards the mat. These moments of stillness and calm. Inhale feeds the body. Exhale relaxes, releases, lets go of tightness and tension. And now slowly press into the hands. Inhale, lift the elbows wide and roll down belly, chest, head to the back of the hands, big toes touch. Relax into that resting pose, softening out here through the glutes, the legs. If you like, give the hips a little sway left and right. So we're coming into bow tie pose. Now, bow tie is when the arms are underneath the chest. So it's pretty much like this. We're going to have the right hand on top of the left, and we're going to bring our weight down onto those hands. Now, if you have a block or a bolster, you can rest the head on the bolster there. If both arms is too much, then just work with one. So you can just work with one arm and let the other one by the side of the hip. But if you can, reach at least those fingers out to the side of the mat and then drop the head down onto your prop. Good. Those fingertips are reaching away. The palms are face up. Your head is softening and relaxing, and you're giving in to the weight, giving into gravity. Notice where the stretch comes. You're doing great here. I know this is a challenging pose. It's certainly challenging for me too. So if you feel that, this is really not where you want to be, you can come out and just take a rest. And if you start to feel that you're getting pins and needles in the underneath the arm, just wiggle the fingers, clench the fist, get some movement back into the hand. Not here for much longer. Try and drop the left shoulder just as much as the right. Breathing in, lifting the head, take your time. Slide those arms out. Come all the way back into prone and take the left or the right cheek down as the arms come back down by the hips. So I felt increasing pins and needles in my underneath hand. Don't know about you. It's one of my least favorite postures, but I know it does some good for the outer shoulders and the upper back. Okay, coming into the other side. So that means left arm is on top of the right this time. So palms are face up. And using a block or bolster, or the head comes down to the mat. Get into the posture, try and drop the left and the right shoulders nice and equally. Trying to give in to gravity, letting the body weight fall down towards the earth, deepening into the posture as much as you can hold. You're doing great. We are almost there. Just a few more breaths on this last side. Breathing in, lifting up, and just sliding those arms back down by the side of the hips, turning onto the cheek, left or right. Make sure that you wiggle the fingers, move into the palms. Oh, it's a challenge in itself, that one. Nice and slowly, let's pull ourselves back into tabletop from here. So pushing back. I have to take my mic off for that one, otherwise I get very, very crushed. Now this is tabletop with tucking the feet and releasing to the tops of the ankles. So tuck the toes under, lift the sit bones. You're going to really push away from the mat through the palms, looking forward, opening up the chest. Exhale, round the spine and push into the tops of the feet as you come into cat. So again, the inhale is tucking the toes underneath you. Exhale, rounding, pushing into the tops of the feet. Good. So getting into those toes, soles of the feet, ankles. And then last time, let's come back to that kneel. Bring the hands to the thighs, flip the palms up, and just take a moment to sit nice and tall. Again, just aware of how the body responds to what you're asking of it this evening. Good. So this is where we come into a little bit of a challenging pose, our peak pose of twisted dragon. So I'm going to take my bolster and use that for support of my back thigh. We're going to bring the right foot forward. And this is where, if you've got your blocks handy, you're going to have one block either side of your front foot. So find the most comfortable place for you to just come into dragon first of all. Okay, so it doesn't have to be too deep, making sure that we're stacking joints. So stacking right knee over right ankle. And then draw navel back in towards the spine. So this is a twisted dragon, so variations are plenty. If you like, you can keep the left hand down onto your block and you sweep the right arm back and it takes hold of either the sacrum or the back thigh, and you take the gaze towards the top, or should I say the back corner of your mat. Okay. You can add on from here if you like into a quad stretch. If you're on a hard surface, just be careful of that left knee. So you might need a blanket if you go for this option. I'm probably not going to go there because I've had a hamstring injury. So I'm giving it to you as a choice and holding on to that back foot. Now, I'm definitely not going there, but I could do it with a strap. So again, you choose where you need to go. This is a peak pose. Good. Nice. Twisted dragons. I think I'm just going to let that leg go and just work with the twist on this side. Soften into the posture. Allow that deep sense of letting go towards the earth. Soften through the face, the shoulders. Twisting gently towards the front right thigh. Good. Relaxing through hips, glutes, hip flexors, thighs. Keeping the chest and the body nice and lifted. The spine is long if you can. Doing great. Just a few more breaths on this side. Good. Nice and slowly bring that right arm back. And just, if you've got that other block, just bring it on the inside and just stay in your dragon for a moment, dropping hips deeper, lifting chest, dropping shoulders, nice tall spine. You're pulling navel back lightly to the belly. Belly to spine. What am I talking about? Nice and slowly push through the palms to bring the hips back. Stretch through the front right hamstring, dropping the body into that gentle fold, just as a recovery posture. Good. That right knee can stay bent, doesn't have to go straight. Big, deep exhales, letting head relax down towards the shin. And then nice and slowly come off. Bring the legs back into that kneel. And come off of the wrists. Hands come to the thighs. How's that twisted dragon feel? Whew. That's the challenge one today. All right, let's go second side. We're only holding for 3 minutes. So I know 3 minutes seems a very long time. Using that prop underneath the back thigh, using the blocks, left leg forward. I'm going the same leg. Left leg forward. Take time to get into the posture first of all. Stacking the front knee over the front ankle, keeping the belly pulled in towards the spine, and then gently choosing your options, whether it's just twisting towards the left thigh and then holding on to that right block and using the hand to the base of the sacrum or to the thigh. Maybe the hand can then reach back towards the foot or use a strap. So again, choosing options that work for your body today. Not last week, not last month. Today. Good. So just soften into this side. Remind yourself of that deep breath. Maybe go back into that mindful mantra meditation. Inhaling to sow. exhaling to hum. It's a distraction. And think about everything that you're asking your body to do here. We're putting weight into the right arm, so we need some sort of strength in the wrist and the shoulder. We're asking to keep the body upright, so the spine needs to be strong and long. We're asking a lot of the legs and the hips. Always facing challenge with kindness to yourself. You only go as deep as you need to. We're here for just a few more breaths. We are almost done. Take a deep breath in, bring the left hand back. And deep breath out. Start to pull the hips back towards the heel, stretching out the front left leg into that half monkey, just as a recovery here. Soften the head down towards the shin. That left leg can be bent or straight. And nice and slowly, just move that block on the inside of the leg and then just gently sweep that leg back. Come to the back of the mat, take a kneel, move all of your props out of the way. And this is where we come down onto our backs. So make sure you're nice and warm for the last few postures before our relaxation in Shavasana. Come down onto your back. And start to draw the knees in towards the chest. And the knees don't have to be together. They can be gently apart with the belly just resting between the thighs. And start to circle the knees as you begin to give your spine a nice little massage after that twist, that rotation through the spine in that twisted dragon. And then just circle the knees the other way. So you're just guiding the legs and the hips moving by holding on to the shins. And if it feels good and it feels nice to you, gently open out the knees and just notice how the hip joints feel. We haven't done a lot of hip openers today, so be mindful of your own movement through the hip socket. Soft, slow, smooth movements. Make sure you go the other way. Breathe into the tight parts. If you come across a little blockage, just ease past it nice and slowly, again with kindness to yourself. And then take both feet wide of the mat. Gently drop the knees in towards one another. Constructive rest. Take the arms back behind you into cactus pose. So the elbows are bent at 90 degrees and the backs of the hands come down. Now notice, have the shoulder blades pulled themselves together underneath you, or can you lift up and spread them out? So you feel the middle and the upper back connecting in towards the mat. Keep the backs of the hands pressing down. Drop the knees together if you can. Soften into inner thighs, buttocks here. Just a few more breaths here in this cactus. If you can, try to bring all of the fingertips down. Press the back of the wrist down as well as the thumb. That's the challenge again as well. Little tiny subtle challenges. And then sweep the hands around and heel toe the feet into parallel. Draw those knees in towards the chest and lift the head away from the mat to bring the forehead up towards the ears. So you come into a nice tight ball. Feel the back rounding underneath you. Tailbones lifted, head and neck are lifted. Big hug, big squeeze. Feeling the thighs compressing on the abdomen. Relax everything, including pelvic floor. And nice and slowly relax. Let the legs go all the way along the mat. Take a moment to rest in Shavasana as you feel that this openness. So you've squeezed everything in together and then you've opened it out like a beautiful flower that's opening. And then draw right knee in towards the chest. So interlace the fingers either on top of the shin or underneath the calf so that can be resting on the thigh. That's okay too. And if you like, you can always bend the left knee. So you can keep that left leg straight or left leg bent. From here, we're coming into a reclined leg stretch. So you can use your strap if you like, if that's by the side of you, looping that over your right foot and then gently extending the right leg up. That's it. Yeah. Using the strap over the foot if you need to. Soften into the back of the knee, soften into the back of the thigh. Relax through the hamstrings. Now notice again exactly what you're asking your body to do here. Spread out shoulders and the back. Soften through the belly. Pull the belly to the spine and spine to the mat. And the exhale breath goes into the back of that right leg. Direct the breath for release. If you're really holding onto the leg quite tightly, try and loosen up uh, the grip on either the strap or the leg. And if the leg is heavy, and if you were to let go of the strap and the leg were to fall down towards the mat, that means you've probably got a straight leg that's too far away from the body and not really doing a lot there. So soften into the knee and bend the thigh in towards the chest, and then extend from the back of the kneecap. That's it. Good. And nice and slowly relax the grip. Let the leg float all the way down towards the mat. Let it lower down next to the left, and almost visualize, I feel that my right leg is longer now than my left. By like a couple of inches, it feels like it. All right, draw left knee in towards the chest. Again, either interlace the fingers on top of the shin or underneath. Pull that knee in. You can keep the right leg straight or right leg bends. And here we go for the extension with the exhale breath out. So you're extending from the lower leg only, and you can take the strap onto that foot. So trying to keep the thigh as close as you can to the belly and the chest. That's it. Yeah. So if you're only here, that's okay. You might still be feeling that right in the glutes and the higher hamstrings that come down. The proximal hamstrings come all the way down the back of the legs and then join at the knee, back of the knee. So you only take this stretch as far as it's comfortable. Again, remember, your edge is different to everyone else's, and it might be a range of 4 here, not 6. Big deep exhales as you hold this reclining leg stretch. If you feel tremors, you may have gone a little bit too far for that. So drop the knee a little bit, breathing out, and then work back to where you were, trying to ease out those tremors and shakes. And nice and slowly relax the foot away and extend the leg nice and long along the mat. Take the hands out to the side of the body. Just now feel if the right feels as long as the left and the left feels as long as the right. They feel like they're equal now. And let's prepare for our final relaxation in Shavasana. So make yourself comfortable and warm using the props that you have around you. Bolsters underneath the knees, blocks underneath the heads, blankets and eye pillows, whatever you've got. And let's come into those nice, comfortable Shavasana's, corpse pose, lying down on our backs. Good. So let us take that nice deep breath in and that sighing breath out through an open mouth. Take 2 more of those, breathing in through the nose, sighing out through the mouth. Notice how the body feels when you just sigh out, a big sigh of relief that you have completed your yin practice for the evening, but you feel so much better than when you did when you arrived at your mat. And then breathe normally in and out through the nostrils and really becoming present here, not letting your mind pull you away into other thoughts of where you've got to be later or what you did today. You can return to those thoughts after you've finished your practice. Remember, this was all about you connecting back to you, connecting back to your true source, your true essence. And throughout most of our postures today, we've actually been working to free up the chi, so the flow of energy around the body, freeing up the chi through the meridian lines of the lung and the large intestine. So an unbalanced lung meridian is associated with a little bit of loss and sadness. And an unbalanced large intestine meridian is associated with worry and difficulty in letting go. So, but when both of these meridians, the lung and the large intestine, are in balance, we can more easily access feelings of joy, of ease, of calm, and inner peace. And the postures that we worked on today, the bow tie, the sphinx, and the twisted dragon, all really target into the upper body. And that's where these meridian lines travel. So now take the focus down into your torso of the lung area and also the large intestine area. So the torso from hip bones up to shoulders. And breathe deep into these organs of the large intestine and the breathings of the lungs. I'll let you rest for a few minutes of peace and calm, quiet and silence. I'll let you know when it's time to come back around. And beginning to take a few deeper breaths now, breathing in through the nose, the so, and the exhale through the nose, the hum. Taking your time to bring movement back into the body, into fingers, into wrists, into toes, into ankles. Choosing to stretch or draw the knees in towards the chest. Rolling, massaging out for the last time for our practice today. Take your time to roll over to the right side of your mat. Just that embryo posture there, lying on the side. And taking your time to return up to a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you, whether that's kneeling, sitting on a chair, a bolster, or on the floor in cross-legged, bringing the hands into Anjali at heart center. Just take a moment to feel the whole upper body, the shoulders, the chest, the upper back, also the hips, the legs. And give yourself that body scan all the way from the crown down to the toes. And let's repeat a mantra here, which is so hum. So I'm going to hopefully be able to get sound through my mantra, because quite often when I do a mantra, it cuts the mantra out. So let's breathe in and breathe out. So the next breath in is a so, and then the exhale is your hum. So hum. Take a moment to breathe. Thank your breath, thank your focus, thank your body. I thank you for your practice today, and namaste.